What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of my career here on EA Sports PGA Tour. If you missed the last few episodes, we just took part in the PGA Championship, and it was kind of a mixed bag of emotions. The first 2 days, we kind of struggled a little bit. We tuned the settings to be more simulation-like. It's not full simulation yet, but we dialed back a lot of the settings to have that more simulation feel. And as a result, our first 2 rounds, we were actually really struggling just to make the cut line. So it was a battle. It took all of my composure and all of my skill just to make it into the weekend, and a little bit of a gift from the golfing gods. I mean, we were sitting at 1 over the cut line, and it actually dropped because we had a morning tee time. So thankful for that. Made it into the weekend, and then just kind of played steady golf. It wasn't anything too flashy. I think we shot, 4 under, followed by like 2 or 3 under, and we actually managed to come second somehow. So a lot of the field really struggled along with us. The wind was pretty high for all 4 days, and we managed to pull out a second place finish. So in both majors to start the year, the Masters and the PGA Championship, we have now finished second. So we are still looking for that first major win of the career, but to finish second in 2 straight majors is pretty impressive. So looking at the schedule from this point on, I talked about it a bit at the end of the last video, and I kind of figured, you know what, we've been playing a lot of golf. You can see the schedule there. All the check marks are the ones we played in. And after the Masters, we were kind of picking and choosing the tournaments that we wanted in prep for the next major. And since there really is only 3 weeks in between the PGA and the US Open, I was like, you know what? I've been playing a lot. We've recorded a lot of videos. There's a couple tournaments here and there. Actually, between now and the playoffs, like the Tour, the FedEx Cup playoffs, there's a lot of tournaments that I'm looking to skip. So we actually did end up not withdrawing, but didn't start the New Jersey Challenge at Liberty National. I absolutely love that golf course. I've done a course review there. It's a sensational golf course. But I figured, you know what? Playing a lot of golf, let's skip that one. And then there's the Sawgrass Invitational at Players course down, obviously, at TPC Sawgrass. So figured, you know what? We've already played that course. I kind of want to just start getting closer to these majors. They're the most fun videos to record. But along the way, I figured we can't just skip from one major to the other. I mean, Pro wouldn't do that. They would, at least have 1 week in between, or maybe 2 weeks in between to get ready for the next major. So I said, you know what's the most appropriate tournament for me to join right now is our home course tournament, Alberta Open, out at Banff Springs. This is a sensational course, absolutely stunning. So I figured, you know what? Let's dive into to our home course in Canada, get on a bunch of white and red gear for the Canadian flag, and let's just see if we can't win out in Alberta to make our country proud. So we are diving in to this Banff Springs golf course for the Alberta Championship, whatever you want to call it, Alberta Open, and we're gonna dive in. So still have the blue on from our TaylorMade bag. Actually, let's quickly change that. Players are done. Let's not forget to do that. So we'll go to our equipment here. We'll just quickly click on this and go back to our TaylorMade sponsored bag with the strap. We'll throw on a white towel here, and I think we're pretty much good to go from that point on. So there you go. We're back to business. And we're going to dive right in and see if we can't win on home soil. This is our first and pretty much only stop on the PGA Tour, especially in this game. It's the only course that they've added that's inside Canada. So looking forward to it. This is one of my favorite courses in Canada in general. It's just an absolutely beautiful scenery, as you can see there, right in the Rockies, and there's all the beautiful trees and everything like that. So Banff Springs, beautiful. Let's dive in.
Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From beautiful Banff Springs in Alberta,
sensational views.
Live opening round coverage of the Alberta Open.
We got a pretty early tee time, so we're about the 4th group to tee off. We're going out with Russell Henley, it looked like.
The Pepperdine man, Sahith Tagala, is your leader.
As I've said before, there's quite a few scoreable courses out in this game. Out of the 32 courses or whatever they got in this game, there's quite a few that are very scoreable. This is one of them. I mean, if you get it in the rough, it can kind of beat you up, and obviously the sand. There's a lot of sand around here. But it's a very, very scoreable, beautiful, beautiful golf course. So let's get off to a good start and see if we can't make Canadians proud. So white, red, and black striped shirt to get things started. Again, we're playing on more difficult settings now, so we have none of that fly in until you get close to the green. So here we go. Good tee shot to kick off.
North of the border. I don't know about you, but this is
good tee ball there. Beautiful tee shot.
Canadians just love their golf too, Rich, and I know they have more left
Well, my game just minimized.
I remember first going.
There we go.
Banff
Sorry
in the
about that,
late
folks.
90s, and
It's not the
that
way I
was
wanted to
just
start a video, but my game minimized because it wanted to do an update. Here we go. So we got, what is it? 115 to the flag. We currently have a 56. There's not a lot of wins, so I think a 56 is actually the perfect club here. I actually changed back to the steel look, brush look of the wedges. We were rocking those black wedges for a long time, and I don't play, you know, black wedge. I like the look of them. Same with like black spray paint. It's not spray paint, but black finish on clubs. I think it looks very, very sharp. But in this game, it kind of just didn't gel with the way I wanted to look like. So we switched back. Not sure it'll make that much of a difference, but this is a good shot. It's a little left, though. It's going to get a big hop back, yeah. So very receptive greens. You saw it's not super tournament conditions like you'd find at PGA Championship or another major or anything like that. Not terrible. We'll take that. We're going to have to make a putt now. Up the hill. Slight left to right, and then right to left at the end. So we kind of get a feel.
If you've ever used a putting mat as a holiday gift, this is the putt. Slightly up a hill and dead straight.
Wow, he was not lying. I thought that last 2-3 feet would have more break because of the putting grid, but slight misread. Should have listened to Nota Begay before I hit the shot. He's usually not that far off from the truth, so. But a good par to start off our tournament. Again, we're playing on, other than the swing plane, we're pretty much playing on swing plane and the putting grid. Putting grid will be the next thing to come off, or the swing plane will be, putting grid will be the final thing to come off, but we're pretty much playing on almost true simulation now. And I thought the scoring at the PGA was a really good test for that. You know, we struggled into, I'd say we struggled in the last round as well. We were able to maintain that par score that it ended up working out, but I liked the score. I thought it was a little bit more realistic. We'll see how that translates going forward. But again, the idea was to turn it permanently nothing, all simulation by season 2. We kind of dipped into that a little bit earlier. But I don't want to be, you know, overly hasty and do something like last tournament was a lot of fun is what I'm trying to say. So, all right, big high fade here. Try and take a little bit of the distance off. It's a good strike. It's a little bit of an underswing, but it looks to be pretty good. Sits off. Yeah, these greens are extremely receptive right now, so I'm having position.
That one's dancing.
This feels like it's in the wrong position. Oh, well. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I feel like it's a little bit farther away from me. Anyway, up the hill. Slight left to right. The last one didn't move a lot, so I'm not going to put a lot of break on this. See if we can't drip in our first birdie of the Alberta Open. Home course advantage. Yeah, beautiful birdie putt there. So we get to 1 under, off to a good start. Beautiful birdie. We head to the par 5 third. If you guys have never seen this course, go look up the pictures of the real thing. There's views on every single hole. You got mountains everywhere. You got little creeks that run through that we'll see later in this video. The clubhouse is absolutely sensational. It's just a very, very wonderful, fun golf course to watch. I mean, I've never actually played there myself. I would love to go to Banff and be able to play this course. Banff has a lot of courses, so not just this one. Here we go. Let's grip it and rip it. Par 5. Get it down there. Yep, monster T-ball there. That's going to go a pretty long way. Should be well over 300 yards.
That's a nice swing, and the result
beautiful.
is
308, 186 yards left on this par 5, so it's definitely go city. Position A1.
Now, after the big
but the pin
drive,
is at the
this,
front,
a
so if
good
the pin's
distance
at the
here
front,
for a
we're definitely
second
going to want to
the
club
par
down a
5.
little bit. Play a little bit of that fade shot again. Just land it on the front, like somewhere like 170. Maybe 175 is the perfect number. I've overswung on this one just a smidge, which is going to shove it a bit left. Oh, wow, it actually did need to go, so could have put a full swing on that. Probably could have kept the club that we were on, but
got everything out of that.
gave it a go. Just fell a little short, so now we just got to chip this one up and down, get it in for the birdie, and walk to the next hole. Yep, beautiful chip shot there. So yeah, the wedges felt really good at the PGA Championship. That was one thing that I felt fairly consistent with. It was actually the short game, or it was not the short game, the tee-ball that was really struggling, and the putting just could not figure it out to save my life. But that is a great start here. 200 par through 3. Scoring on the scoreable holes is all you can ask for. There's going to be a bunch of low score stays. You see Thagala gets 200 par through 6.
Frank, when you play Banff, you get some of these wow moments
beautiful
where you stand on the tee and you say, ooh,
absolutely incredible.
This is one of them, Rich. Yeah, that the elevation change from tee to green is quite dramatic. Consequently, you're going to have to club down a little, at least 2 clubs shorter than what that yardage says on the card.
So there you go. You heard him. We are definitely going to do that because it is severely downhill. The cup's at 193, but is probably playing more like a 170 shot. So we're gonna want to take a bit of this 8-iron off even. But what a sensational hole. You got a massive drop over a little pond. You got about 6 bunkers that it's kind of like a bowl. It's like a bowl green where there's just bunkers all around, and you're deep into the trees now. Just a fantastic golf hole. So let's put a good swing on this one. Oh, I've tugged it a little bit right. I slipped, and this is going to be just a smidge right. Should still be okay. Yeah, I mean, everything's landing super soft, so really not going to have too much trouble. It'll be an up and down save here. It is sitting down a smidge, which I know it sounds funny to say a 95% is sitting down, but in this game, you're lucky if you get that 5% off. And I say that weirdly because the rough doesn't seem to do much in this game, so it's definitely down there a bit. As you see a big hack out of there and a great pitch shot back to this flag. And now we have a tap in 1 foot 9 inches for a par.
Pleased with that, Frank. What do you
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm recording a whole bunch of videos in advance. In case you guys were ever curious how I do record it, basically what I do is I work 9 to 5, so I only have limited time to record. But basically, I typically record during lunch, so I'll take an hour, record a video. Next day, same thing. I might record one at night and break it up. But in case you haven't heard me say, Diablo 4 is coming out. I've been looking forward to that game for a very, very long time, and I have so many people are playing it. I've decided not to record videos, stream it, all that sort of stuff, because I just want to kind of enjoy it at my own pace. I'm going to be playing at late hours. It's going to be a little degenerate from me. Plus, I have some friends coming down in a couple weeks. We're going to go golfing. So a lot of things planned outside the video game world, which obviously I'm super excited about, plus the video game of Diablo 4. So I'm kind of I'm working in overtime on the weekends here to record a bunch of videos. So it's currently the week before Diablo 4 comes out. You're probably seeing this video as it comes out, but my plan is to record about anywhere between 5 and 10 videos to kind of streamline that for a couple weeks while all these events and things are going on. So lots of fun videos coming up. Make sure you guys have the notification bell turned on. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is going to be every bit of this 51 degree. I'm going to swing full, an extra 10 yards if we can, fully muster this one past the flag. It's going to snap back. Just because of how receptive these greens are, everything's going to come snapping back. This should be perfect. And there you go. I mean, maybe a little bit more, but now we left it below the hole. That should be an uphill putt. 6 feet 7 inches for another birdie. Absolutely sensational. And same thing, the last up the hill putt didn't really break, so we're not gonna do too much on this. Yeah, center cup. Everything is just so soft. There's not a lot of movement out here. We talked about at the beginning how scoreable of a course this is. There we go. We take an early lead. Again, there's only about 15 golfers on the golf course right now. So to say, we're in a really good position, we obviously are. But by the end of the day, I got to think 8 under par is probably the score that you'll probably see a few of the AI at least post. So try and get somewhere around there. I think that'd be a pretty respectable score. Might seem like crazy numbers to you guys, but I'm actually going to club down because I can't get it to the green, and I'd rather a full wedge than a pitch shot into these greens, just because of the amount of spin you can get with the full club.
It's going to be
another beautiful tee shot here, though.
Some sort of pitch and run.
And we left it right where I wanted to, right in the center of the fairway. Should have, what do we have? 116, so probably pretty close to the same club because it is back uphill.
Second shot now to the
51. I'm honestly going to play this almost exactly the same.
Coming in here.
The wind's coming a little bit more off the left, so we're going to aim it just a smidge again. 2 mile per hour wind's not going to do a lot, but it should help a bit. Ooh, a little bit of an underswing and slow tempo. So this one's going to, this one miss hit to the left. If we had that a little bit more straight, it would have caught the back of that the hill. There's like a run up past the. I know this course so well, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know. Like, I've done a course review for this. I've played this probably the most in this game. It is. I'm not saying that because I'm a Canadian. It just is a Canadian gem. Like, it really is. There's a lot of golf courses in Canada that are incredible, but this is such a treat of a golf course. But yeah, you can see the hill up the back that I was trying to play it off of. We would have got that spin that we got last time, rolled it down, but that's okay. Not a bad shot, just a little bit of a left wayward. Chipped this one back on. Actually, I killed that. Fast tempo just threw that one through past 6 feet.
And that's not exactly ideal.
Yeah, not quite at gimme range, especially coming back down the hill.
That's not at all ideal.
Just got this one in for a par.
Nicely read there.
Just burnt it in, or just dripped it in. So good par save there at number 6. We head to there's a par 5, par 3, par 5 to finish out the front 9. It's a big stretch of holes.
Well, Frank, how about this hole? 602 yards.
Monster, as you heard him say. 602 yards.
Surprised. It's 602 yards these days.
But when you get up to these high elevation golf courses where you're in the mountains, they kind of it's kind of similar to Colorado. It just seems to. I mean, it depends. Depends on the elevation. The ball seems to travel a lot further. But there's also courses where the elevation makes it so it doesn't travel that much. It's very unique, very fun. I missed this one a bit to the right, but it should be more than fine. It's going to land soft just because everything is. So, yeah, 288, wind into our face a little bit. 302, 270. It's going to be tough to get it into with no wind. I can't hit it that far. Sorry, my UK friends, but this is not the hole that I can realistically even get it there. It's 280 carry. The pin is at the front. There's bunkers everywhere. I can get it there. Like, I can fly it there with a 3-wood, no problem. Problem is, it's not going to stop, and then you got trouble behind. So, rather than trying to make a super glorious eagle when I know I can't, like, even this is going to come up farther than I would have liked. I would have wanted a little farther back, but
that's what he wanted.
It would have been hard to stop a 3-wood coming in at such a low trajectory and have it not, like, look at the bunkers in the back. I mean, you're 3 feet down anywhere when you're in that bunker. So just trying to play it a little bit smarter. Don't worry, there'll be lots of eagle attempts on this course. Oh, I kind of mishit that. Should be okay though. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Release. Not quite gimme range, but 8 feet 10 inches. We got another birdie putt coming up.
It's not stone dead, but that's not too bad.
These putts are just so easy. That's the thing about this course. Everything about this course is so flat on the. Well, it's not flat on the greens, but pin placements are usually pretty generous around here. 4 under through the front. First 7 holes. Definitely can't be too upset about that.
Stretch the lead to 2 shots.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I got a couple tee times planned in June that I'm really excited about. A couple courses that I've visited a few times that we're planning on going back. Get the clubs there. You can probably see the clubs behind me there. There's the bag. Rocking the TaylorMade Stealth driver this year. I actually got fitted for it. This is the OG TaylorMade.
You're only going to have a 10 or 15 foot putt.
Actually got fitted, got my Golf Pride grips on all my clubs this year. Beautiful clubs.
You can still make
but I actually got fitted for the original TaylorMade Stealth, so this isn't the TaylorMade Stealth 2. I actually got fitted for this year. So I was playing Callaway. I still have Callaway irons, but I was playing Callaway, the Epic series. So I got the Epic Speeds a few years ago when I got my new Apex irons. Ooh, this is a tough shot. I'm gonna club down. Let me just focus on the shot quickly and I'll continue my story. Oh, I've hit it badly. Oh, this is in the water.
Oh, this is hung out to the right.
Oh, this is why I shouldn't take my hands off the controller and tell stories.
Oh, and a very rare mistake.
Well, that's not ideal. Well, we're gonna give at least one here. Now we're gonna have to finesse a beautiful shot into this flag. That's a good shot. That's what I wanted to do off the rip. This might snap back a little too hard, though. Oh, boy. Well, we made a mess. So there's no point in waiting to delay story. But basically, I got the Epic Speed driver when I got my new irons, 2 or 3 years ago now. And I decided not to fit for it. It was during COVID, and in Canada, to fit for new clubs or new driver would have been like a 5-6 month waiting period, and I was so due for new clubs. I was rocking clubs that I had back in high school. They were cracked, they were old, there may have been 1 or 2 snapped.
Finished off there.
They just were in desperate need of an overhaul, so I decided to get my irons, which I love. I absolutely love my irons. I still have them. Regripped them this year, but played the Epic Speed driver.
Coming off that short par 3.
I loved the shape of it. That's why I bought it. I love the shape and I love the feel.
And the third par
in my
five,
swing felt
here. 3 par 5s.
it was probably just the shaft that I had in it, to be honest with you. But I felt like
but still reachable. This one you have to be
I felt like when I connected with it, it didn't really go far. Like the speed was there. Like you could see the speed on TrackMan and whenever I went to virtual golf. Like the speed was okay. Like I'm not a super fast golfer. I'm not like I've talked about before. I'm like a plus 8 to 10 on any given year. So I'm not a great golfer, but I know how to hit the ball. And when I hit it, it felt like I hit it so well. And when I hit it center of the club, it still just didn't have distance. And I'm not somebody who cares too much about distance, but like I kind of hit the ball like a pretty good ways. And I was carrying that, like my best drives were like 260, 265 for whatever reason, like my best. And I'm not talking about what I hit on average or you know what, like my best of the best when I hit center of the club with really good club speed, ball speed's really high. The like most I was getting was like 260, 265 carry. And that's definitely not the end of the world, but like, oh my God, why am I mishitting so much to the right today? I gotta do what we always talk about. Sit up, reset, put your hands back where they normally are, and start fresh, because we just came off a double bogey. We have a chance to get this one up and down. I'm actually gonna flop it out of this crap. Reset, put your hands back on, and start fresh. That is the best tip I can ever give in these golf games. It's a good flop shot. Should have a birdie to get one of those strokes back, but anyway, long story short, I was like, okay, we'll try it for a couple seasons, put in a lot of work at, you know, golf simulators and stuff like that, and I just couldn't figure that driver out, unfortunately. Like, it's just, me and it don't get along, and I mean, I think that happens with a lot of people, is sometimes you get a golf club and it just, you don't agree with it. So I said, well, this year, I will go and get fitted for a proper driver. So I went in and, you know, I'm a lefty. First of all, that's why we're playing as a lefty. And I just told the guy exactly that. I was like, I felt like it was good speed. I just couldn't get distance, no matter how well I hit it. Like, 260 is definitely not bad. Don't get me wrong. If I could hit it 260 every single time, I would take that in a freaking heartbeat. But the problem was, I was starting to connect with it really well. And I felt like paying for a good driver like that, you would expect that your best of your best hits would perform to what you think your expectations should be, and it just wasn't, and it was falling into the sky, and we would tweak the loft and all that sort of stuff, and I just couldn't get it where I liked it. So I told him I used to play TaylorMade. That's kind of why we settled on this one. This is a little right, but it should land pretty soft. Yeah, okay, we got it. Wow, I feel like the greens might be speeding up now that we get later in the day.
Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green.
But yeah, I basically went in, tried a handful of clubs. I basically told them I wasn't that interested in paying $800 Canadian, because that's what they cost up here. $700-800 Canadian for the new models, like the Paradigm, the TaylorMade Stealth 2, all the fancy ones. There's a couple new ones that I tried, like the Cobra, the Aerojet. I was really close to the rad speed. I was really close to getting the rad speed. And ultimately, I just didn't like how it looked behind the ball. I also was close. Well, I wasn't close, but he wanted me to get the ping driver because of how forgiving it is and how well I hit it. I can't stand the way the ping driver sounds. That high ting sound, it just drives me nuts. So ultimately, we settled on that. We went for the Ventus Red shaft and got the Golf Pride grip on it, and I think it's sitting at about a 9 point. It's like on the TaylorMade shaft notch. It's a stock 9 degree, and then we had it upturned to a 10 degree, and then found that was a little too much. So it's one degree down from that, but it's not. It's the way TaylorMade's works is every time you turn it down, I think it's like 0.75 degrees. So it's probably like a 9.2. I don't even know how the hell it works. Or 0.25 degrees. I can't remember. I'm hitting everything right, even when I reset my hands.
Toward the right side.
It's still a great shot, and it'll work out beautifully.
Good round
But I got the
going here
rights
on this
today, yo.
Thursday, and
Anyway,
that
I just want to share
another
that. I got my
fine
bag
effort
out.
off
I told you
tee.
guys that it's finally nice weather up here in Canada.
Second
So
shot
some
coming
more
up, just
real golf
97
content
yards
and
left to the
stories will
flagstick.
definitely be coming your way. I'll definitely take some pictures, maybe a couple clips here and there, so you guys can see my swing when I'm out. Oh my God, Michael Webb, what are you doing with these rights? You goober. All right, let's get focused back into the video game, because that's ultimately why y'all are here. Chip this one back on, maybe even chip it in. 3 under, though. Still a good score. I don't know why all of a sudden... I never have this many rights. Well, there you go. Missing with the rights. Chipped it back on.
A terrific shot.
Another good
right
par
there.
It's all
opportunity.
about getting it inside that 3-foot circle around the hole. That was
Yep,
a really
beautiful.
nice
So
shot.
3 under, just the one mistake
he'll
at the
finish
par
that off for his
3
par.
8th.
He'll
I just
remain
missed it into
3
that
under.
water. It was just unfortunate, but still sitting pretty. A lot of names starting to come out there now. I'm
All right,
sure
on to the
more than
12th
half the
hole,
field is probably out.
442-yard par
So I
four.
think we'll
What do
get
you
in.
like about
Obviously,
this
we were,
hole,
like I said, the 4th
Just
and
a
5th
nice
group
par
teeing
four
off
that
in the
sort of
morning,
bends
so we'll
to the
probably get in
player's
there and
right.
start seeing
A
the
lot
low
of people
scores
just
really
stand
start
up here,
trickling
grab
in.
the
So
driver.
my
I don't
goal
really think you have to
right
do that,
now
Rich.
would be a
Hole's not
nice
over
5
long.
under par. I
Just
think would
something
be
shorter
a very
down that
acceptable
left side.
score.
You're only going to have a short iron in for your second shot.
Here we go, a little bit of a fade. It's not fading as much as I would have liked, but I think we're going to get away with it. Ah! Just rolls out into the rough there, so...
So, he's actually human. A fairway miss. That one goes into
Listen,
the rough. I wonder what's gonna
listen,
happen next.
Nablo.
From the rough.
I don't
we
appreciate
check
your
in with
tone. I
Noda.
think the wind's picking up
Looking
because I
good.
can see a couple of the
116 to
leaves
the hole.
trickling.
Just on the front.
I'm going to aim a
edge.
little bit more right here. Full swing of a 51. It's hopefully going to land soft, although I think it is speeding up out there. I mean, this one's going
Gap
a
was
country
coming in
mile.
with just a bit too much heat. Gonna
Good
end up
snapback,
just
though. Lots of
beyond the
spin on
flag.
that one. If I just hit it a little bit more, so I guess the wind isn't
Good
picking up
shot.
because I thought the wind for
Safely
sure
on
would
the
take
green
that a little
and a
bit more
birdie
left.
chance.
But really good distance
This is
control
a
there.
16-footer.
Perfectly placed. We know it's going to snap back on these softer greens. Now we got it down the hill, right to left. Not sure entirely how much this will break. I feel like these greens aren't breaking that much. Just misread it by a ball.
No, I think
2
he was
balls.
about ready to walk that in.
Oh well, not bad.
That looked on target
Another
the
par.
whole way.
Back 9 definitely is a little bit more challenging, especially
That
I
line
said at the
set
top of the
for
video,
you.
if you don't
It's
get it in the
par, you're
fairway,
12.
you might have a little trouble. If you get it in the fairway, you
right
could go
where he
really,
is.
really low, but it takes a good tee shot around all parts of this course. So still sitting in
13th
first
hole, par
again.
3, 225
I gotta think there's not a lot of
yards
guys teed
and
off
heavily
yet.
bunkered around that green
Another
track.
beautiful
It
par
is,
3. Look
but
at the
that
bunkers
green
that you
gets
got on the
narrower
left.
as
Obviously,
the
you
hole
see the
gets
other hole
longer.
there.
Nothing wrong with hitting the ball. sort of
Everything's
middle
so
part of the
nicely
green, yeah.
shaped by the bunkers and the tree line. It's just such a stunning course. And again, it's just the richness of the trees and the colors of the fairways. Everything is just sensational. That's all I'll say. Very, very fun golf course. Here we go. Big 5-iron. Kind of add a little bit more of a loft on it. Take a little bit more than it's just slow tempo. But distance control was not bad again. Just mishitting it ever so slightly.
All right, you
Small
take those
mishits
all
here and
day
there.
long. On
Kind
the
of,
green, chance for birdie coming up.
Kind of
A lot of
not
movement
been
on
the
this putt left
smoothest
to right. I think
sailing
the idea
golf
here
round
is
I've
just
ever
to get
had,
it
but
inside sort of a 3-foot circle.
here we go. Big left to right, couple feet. Get it up the hill. Then it will trickle back down. Go in the hole. Oh, what a good putt again. So
Okay.
putting's felt
I'd
pretty
call
good.
that an
Again, I feel like this
acceptable
isn't the
effort from
most
that
difficult
range.
putting course in the world. Definitely some good putts coming out of us here. We just got to try and get the
Okay,
try and get the
safely in for
ball
par here at
tee to green.
13.
Clean up tee to green.
And this will remain.
We have 4 par
one
4s and then
shot
the par
advantage.
5 18th. We're gonna I want to drop at least 2 more birdies if possible. Although people are
Back here at the
bogeying
par
out there,
4
so
14th, and we are
back
ready to
9 is
tee
definitely a
off
challenge. But look at that
42-yard
stunning,
hole, Frank.
It's
stunning
called a
clubhouse
well
resort.
My
Just
Canadian's
that
not good,
hotel
so I
is
don't know
just
what that
so
means, but
iconic.
the way
It's
I
so
decipher it,
beautiful.
Another little dog leg to
Huge.
the right with bunkers all over
Again,
the place.
another beautifully
The sort of-
framed green. You got
in the
bunkers on the
place where
left, a
you'd like
couple
to
on
hit
the
tee
right.
shot is exactly where that crop of
All right, Mike.
what is that, 5 bunkers down the left side.
Let's get a really good tee
somehow
shot here.
Squeeze it just right of that. Very awkward tee shot.
Well, I've hit it really well. It's Frank Nablo saying it's a bit of an awkward one, but I mean, that you got all that trouble in the right there. The long drivers, like the really long drivers, they find yourself in those bunkers. Just say goodnight. It's tough. But we've hit another good one here. Finally gotten back to some straight golf swings. Yeah, 137 to the hole.
137 left to the flag, and the pin on the left portion of the green.
I think we take a P wedge, but I think I'm gonna fly it just a smidge past the flag. It shouldn't have as much bite back as our wedges, but we still got to hit this one pretty well, right at that tree. Hit it slow again. This is gonna stay out to the right, unfortunately. I mean, if we could hit a straight golf shot, we'd be in much better position, but unfortunate, just a smidge.
And that one barely makes the front of the green. Do you realize if you just miss it? All
right. Well, we got a super long putt here, but it shouldn't be overly difficult. Just back up the hill, slight right to left. You got some patrons walking around the beautiful resort here. Long way down there.
Oh, this one is tracking. It's on a good line. Look out. This one could be really good. Oh, wow.
And the flat stick has come to play, ladies and gentlemen. We needed about 7 holes to wake back up, but we finally drip in another birdie. 4 under through 14 now. A couple new names pop up on the leaderboard. I think it said Trainer there was 3 under through 9.
It won't play its full yardage.
Big, beautiful hole here. I mean, wide. It's not that. That's not so long. I think it's like 5 or 440. Par 4. Just an absolute stunning shot. Right into this big mountain. Now you get a taste of the elevation changes you can find out here. Yep. Beautiful drive. Big high fade. Lands it on the left side of the fairway. Should get a good kick. 311 carry with the elevation. Not much rollout because it is extremely soft. Bit of a fist bump, and we will set up for attempt at another bird. So here we go. It is 152 to the flag, 165 to the back. So I think a 9-iron. I think a 9-iron is the perfect club. I play a little tiny bit of a fade just to try and take a little bit of that wind off. Keep it right where I'm aimed. Oh, I've crushed it. I have killed it. Sit hard. It tried to. It tried to.
That's not
one hop
Good
stop,
shot.
but
inside 20 feet, I would imagine.
Fortunately, once you get up into the wet or
outside chance for birdie.
The irons, you don't really have a ton of spin, but this is a pretty makeable down the hill, tiny smidge right to left. Probably played just on the outside cup here. There we go. That's 2 straight on the back 9. This is exactly how we wanted to finish. We got to that 5 under. Now we have 2 more par 4s and a par 5. You never know. We could squeak in a couple more. Bo Hosser, Tagala there, both finishing at 68 through under par. So good scores by them to start off the round. They struggled a little bit through the mid parts.
It's another hole that'll favor a nice
but for us, there's an opportunity to go even lower. So right now, play this one out to about the middle of the fairway, 100 yards out, have a full swing wedge again. It's kind of my bread and butter in these tournaments, is just get it to that 100-yard stake and have a full swing in. I mean, this is going to be a little bit closer in than 100, but it's absolutely sensational golf shot there again. 90 yards, 314 rollout, so got a little bit of distance there.
Just 90 yards remaining here for his second into the par 4.
I don't think I can club up, but I know this will snap back. I think we just got to try and muster a 60 degree there. This might snap back below the hole, but we do have a little bit of green to work with. Granted that the flag's kind of in the middle, kind of closer to the back, actually. Well, I've hit it really well. Depends how much rollback we get, because this is going to come back quick. Sit right there. Sit right there. All right, pretty much exactly what I said, just below the hole.
Is that 8 or 9 feet? I don't know about that, but it is a great approach shot.
And we got another very makeable putt up the hill, right to left. 3 straight birdies here. We are finishing in absolute style. A par 4 and a par 5. You know we're going to try and go for that par 5. And there you go, Trainer, who is 4 or 5 holes behind us now, is only 1 back. So he is firing, and I told you, as the course kind of, as the players get going out there, I think you'll see a lot of really go. Oh, this is a very tough golf shot here. Got to club down. Too much of a little bottleneck there.
Just avoid the bunkers left and right off the tee. Green does slope back to front. so it pitches nicely towards you, making
beautiful
that
shot.
second shot, if anything, a little easier.
Absolutely stunning. See, the weird thing is I'm kind of in between the
Everything
distance where I can
flowing
really go for
well
these short
right
par
now.
fours
Coming
and
off
leave
3 birdies
myself in a
row.
really
Here's
good
another
spot.
solid
So
tee shot as
typically when
well.
I know I don't have the distance to drive, you
As we
know,
get set for this
390,
second shot here at
380,
17, did you like the
I just
aggressive
typically
play off
lay
the tee?
back to avoid all
Well,
this shit.
fortunately, you've got a second shot here, but you know, now you've got to fashion some sort of bump.
Here we go,
around,
finesse
but,
shot.
You know, it's a bit dicey trying to hit it all the way up there off the tee.
Ooh, gross swing. Very gross swing. This should end pretty badly. Yeah, just kind of had a slow follow through and a little bit of a wiggle midway
That's a bit
through.
of a
So
head turner, really. That was
unfortunately, we
a
got to make another putt if we want to get another birdie in, and this one definitely is a little more trickier. Back up the hill, definitely has some movement in it. But you guys can see why this course is so scoreable. Go in the hole. Oh,
the pace was
that was such a good putt,
That
and then
ball
just
sunk
snapped to the right side and
Just
did a
decided
little
not
bit of a
to go
toilet bowl.
down.
Almost came straight back at us. But we'll tap in for the par. Can't be too upset. But I mentioned at the top of the video, guys, like that you guys can understand why this is a scoreable course. You get in the fairway, you have a very receptive green, so you can throw it past the pin and have it roll back to where you want. And then on top of that, the pin placements are so generous here that you're almost left with a straight putt on nearly every single hole. Maybe the max break you're going to get is a couple feet max. A lot of the times, if you leave yourself below the pin, you're going to have an uphill putt. It's just a very, very, very fun, scoreable golf course. Reminds me a little bit, not the course reminds me, but the scoring conditions remind me of the wetlands course that they have, the fantasy course in this game, where we won at the Florida Open. Reminds me of that, where if you get in the fairway, everything's so receptive around the greens that you can just basically aim 5 feet past the flag, throw a dart, and it should roll back to give you an uphill putt. Very straight. So just a fun golf course, scores friendly, and we are gonna go for this. You know what? Screw it. We have a good lead here. Grip it, rip it. Power approach. Need every bit of this. I've crushed it. That power came at me so quickly. Oh boy. Well, I knew it as soon as I hit it that I crushed it.
Down into the heavy rough.
Needed every bit of 100%, not 142%. So now we're gonna have to flop it out of this thick crap. Just get it near the pin, have a top in birdie, get out of here with a 7 under par. A very beautiful round here to kick up our home course tournament. That kind of flew on me. I'm surprised out of there we got that good of contact. Because it did say like 88%. Well, not quite a tap in, back up the hill. Left to right again. I don't think these uphill putts move all that much. Give it a little bit of room in case it snaps at the end again. Just make good contact, see what happens. Yep, center of the cup, ladies and gentlemen. That is a beautiful round out here for the Alberta Open, and there you go. We have multiple people at 6 under par. Fitzpatrick, Putnam, Bradley Scott, Cantley, Finau, and myself all at 7 under par, and I'm willing to bet there is a ton of people sitting within a couple strokes. Look how many people are at 3 under par.
So a wrap for all of us.
I honestly didn't think that 7 under would be the top of the leaderboard. I fully expected to see a little bit more as we finally level up our golfer to level 50. But we'll head into day 2 as we throw on our beautiful red and white polo. Kind of look like Where's Waldo? But nonetheless, I mean, the projected cut line, anytime the projected cut line is at -1, -2, you know that everybody's going low out there. That's incredible. That just shows how many people are above 1 under par in this tournament.
easports,
I mean, look at that view.
And the PGA Tour.
Look at that view.
The season-long race.
Absolutely stunning.
From Alberta, Canada, and
there you go.
Banff
Some
Springs
early.
Golf
Keith
Course,
Mitchell with an
live
8 under
coverage
today.
Of the Alberta
Holy
Open.
jumping. So scores are flying. He was at 1 under, now
Friday.
9 under.
It is a race
Fitzpatrick's
for the top
out there
prize.
early.
For others,
We obviously have a little bit of a
would you
later
like to
tee
stick around
time,
for the
so
weekend as we show you the leaderboard.
we're in 4th place
Our
now.
leader is the former Georgia
But
Bulldog, Keith Mitchell.
Let's
He's
get
at
it, baby.
9 under.
Keith Mitchell with a
Our featured
8
golfer,
under
right
round.
just
9
a
under
couple
for
of
the
shots
tourney.
off the pace.
And clubhouse leader at the moment is incredible. So just shows you that we got some scoring conditions once again. Start that off with a beautiful rip.
Yeah,
289.
that's a beauty there to get this second round underway.
Let's get it, baby.
Frank, what's
All
the
right.
best way to attack on this second shot, opening hole?
Less confusion, Rich. Just look at the flag. This is
Throw it a little bit
fairly
past
flat
again.
piece of,
The
fairway
wind
we're
is
heading
a little
off
bit
and
stronger
into a
today, so
green
this
that's
won't be as
very
simple as
generous.
an aim just to the right. Gotta respect the wind just a smidge today. Really put it past that flag, and hopefully it rips back with some left spin on it. Go in the hole. Okay, bite. All right, well, almost
That's
what we
a good
wanted.
shot.
Actually had
And
way
more
more
importantly,
zip
too,
on
a
it than
green
I
in
was hoping
regulation, so
for,
better
but
chance.
he's not mad about it. We're not mad about it. Up the hill again. Don't think these break a ton, but we want to make sure we don't give the hole away. This might actually break a little bit more. I'm wondering if the front 2 feet of this putt actually snap a little bit more, but you know what? I'm going to stick with my initial line, stick with my gut. If we miss it, we'll adapt. Yeah, it did. So just a bit more snap on that front, about first foot of that putt, but still a great shot. Again, I'd much rather go with my gut and make a good stroke than, you know, overcompensate and then just throw the hole away because you had a second guess. So
And he'll stay a couple of shots off the lead.
Jordan Spieth now up there at 8 under par, so the other Under Armour athlete that we are rocking with is now tied for second through 15, having a beautiful round for himself.
Also shaped slightly towards the player's left, so just keep your eye on
Got
that,
170
depending
the
on where
flag, wind in our face. I think we can use every bit of this 8 iron. I don't think I need to club up to a 7. I guess this will be a true tester to see how much the wind A impacts at mid-flight, and then B, once it lands on the green, if the wind adds a ton more spin. I didn't really get a good hit to kind of theorize about that, but this should be pretty solid. Okay, so the wind is adding a lot of spin onto this bad boy. That was an 8 iron coming in pretty low. It was only a 93-foot apex. So I think the wind is going to be a factor if it's into our face. Now, I mean,
a putt for birdie.
Big up the hill,
This is back
right
up
to
the
left.
slope. Fortunately, not a great deal of movement to it, but there is a little bit of right to left.
I think there's more than you're letting on there, Iona, but that's a good putt. Just didn't quite have the right pace. A little bit off with that, and I need to aim it just a smidge more left. But back-to-back pars to kick off our round, so a little bit slower than yesterday, but we've given ourselves two birdie looks. They're just not quite inside that 10-foot putt range. Fitzpatrick's off to a glistening start, so he's 2 under through 5. Good start from the young man.
You need to be at a minimum 1 under through the first 3 holes, or you're losing ground to the field.
You're exactly right. Chance here for birdie or eagle too. This is one of those holes you can just wind it up,
Here we go.
let it fly, and you'll certainly get a good reward with a big tee shot.
First par 5 of the day. That slow tempo seems to be creeping back up on us. Not entirely sure what causes that. So we talked about a little bit at the PGA Championship. It seems to be my new miss. I used to be really fast with everything. Now when I'm kind of getting off my rhythm, it seems to be about 2% slow. And for me, it's kind of weird because normally, like, you would think, okay, just move the thumbstick faster, but that doesn't seem to work, and I don't know why. So a little bit of a weird tempo, but this looks to be a good shot. It's going to be a little bit long, but I might just roll off the back here, but we should have a pretty straightforward up and down for a birdie. This is a par 5. I just didn't think an iron would get there, and again, I kind of just taking a gamble with some of the wind here.
Yeah, too good.
I'm going to flop this one the whole way. I'm going to add a little bit more loft. I'm not entirely comfortable with pitching when we're on the fringe. I find I get fringe boosted. Well, maybe I should have because I actually didn't leave that in a very great spot, but I mean, it's going to be a dead straight putt.
Should make this about 80% of the time. It's for birdie.
Yep. Ooh, I thought that was going to roll out. So we made a birdie on the par 5. We get ourselves to 8 under. So I wonder, let's make a prediction. That's kind of been our new thing is we've made a prediction about where we think we need to be versus where the score is going to be. So the current clubhouse for the morning group seems to be 9 under par. Jordan Spieth has a chance to get to 10 under par. So I think 10 will probably be the first half of the golfers round for us. And I think the way Fitzpatrick's playing and some of the other guys, they're probably going to get to about 12 or 13. I wouldn't mind because I think it is a little bit more of a difficult round today just with the wind in our face on a lot of these holes and swirling wind. I'd be okay with a 10 or 11 under par round. If I could get to that, then I feel like we have a really good chance this weekend and a realistic chance. This wind is tough, man. Any miss hit is going to really
And
that may have just plugged into the earth.
But he should still
That
be
may
able
have
to
just
have a
plugged into
go
the
at this
earth.
with the wedge.
It's just a swirly wind. That's what's making it difficult. It's not so much that it's that strong. That would have been pin high, but a tiny bit of a fast tempo. So I was about 1.2 fast, which is obviously gonna, push or pull depending on where the club hit miss. So probably a little bit off the toe, and the wind just kind of grabbed it and threw it to the left. So not my best stroke off the tee there, but that's a pretty good pitch back on. Should leave ourselves with a very, very makeable.
Well, obviously that's not his best.
Very
but it'll be
makeable putt
quickly
here.
forgotten, Frank, if he's able to get out of here. with
Right
his
to left
par.
down the
You
hill.
might forget it. I won't. Far from his best.
Nablo's been very, very aggressive and kind of has a little bit of bite to his commentary the last
That's
few
it.
rounds.
It is
I make
a
one
good
mistake and the
par
man
here,
wants to
number
rip my
4.
head off.
And he's going to remain one.
I don't
shot
hate
off
it.
the
It's just
pace.
he's been a little chippy lately. The man must be just getting tired of the same old, same old. Fitzpatrick
Back on the tee here at
birdies
Banff
again, so he's at
Springs,
9 under,
fifth
ties
hole,
Jordan Spieth currently.
24-yard par 4. What's the setup here, Frank?
Well, it's very tempting to try and hit a draw because that's the way in which the hole is shaped. But the main goal is to make sure that you can.
Here we
take
go,
that
big
second
fade.
bunker, the one on
Obviously
the
a
left
draw
side,
if
out
you're
of play with that tee
if you're
shot.
righty, but I'm gonna try and fade this one with a big shot around the corner. Tell you what, I can't hit it much better than that. Yeah, 292 carry. One of my longer
problems there.
carry drives
That's
of
gonna wind
the
up safely in the
weekend.
fairway.
313, 117 now. Get it right to that magical 51
So
degree
from right
number.
around the middle of the fairway, this is second.
But here's the scary thing. If I leave it at a 51 with the wind at my back, so the wind is going to help, a 51, even if I take a little bit off, is probably about a 120. You add 5-mile-per-hour winds, probably get that to close to 125, 130. That might not roll back 15 feet, 15 yards rather. So I think I'm going to club down to a 56, still give this a nice full swing, hoping the wind actually catches it the way I think it is. And this could be the right club choice. I just think a 51 is way too much. And I've once again hit this slow, so it's not going anywhere. I think that was the right club. I didn't hit it very good. I guess you could have. I mean, everything is rolling out
And
so
safely
aggressively on
deck.
these
That's
soft
the main
greens.
thing,
So
but from that distance,
yeah, you know
you
what?
don't wanna leave
Hindsight,
yourself
I
like a
think
knee
I
knock,
should have just
4 or 5
stayed
footer, so this first
at the
putt's gonna
51
have to be
degree,
good.
but I liked my thought process there. I just got to hit it better than that. I was almost 3% slow. Oh my gosh, it didn't move even a smidge. Not a bad putt, but I mean,
This
now
will be a 5-foot putt here.
now you start overthinking things a little bit because we know that the putt.
Nah, got it out there too far. It was trying to come back, but couldn't get there.
I like that reaction. I hit it the way I wanted to. Wow, I can't believe, one, that actually had a little bit of movement on it, and two, I can't believe how fast that came off the
Now
club.
he's going to fall a couple of shots. off the
Damn. All
pace.
right, well,
Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 6th hole, reasonably
all right,
short
well,
at 373
I mean, we
yards. A lot
gotta
of
kind of
golfers
calm the game
arrive
down a
at
little bit. What I
hole
was
like this
about
and
to
they'll
say
think,
is you kind of
well, I'm just gonna
start
blast it
making
away
some,
because it's such a short
more
field. Do you
educated
think
guess-like
these kinds
things,
of
and
holes
then
require a little
it
more
doesn't
thinking?
work out. When
They
it doesn't
certainly
work
do,
out,
Rich.
you
If
start
can't drive it to the front edge
overthinking
of the
things. So I'm
green,
just trying to
there's
avoid that
no
right now. Like I
point
said,
really
that
trying to hit it through
that
that
56
narrow
would have been
net. I
fine.
think just
The
sort of
miss
knock a
was just I
3-wood down
mishit
there
it.
or
Mishit it.
something that's gonna
Hindsight, I
give you
could have
a
kept the
decent yard
51.
where you can at
We're
least
okay with
spin
that.
second shot. If you can guarantee
116,
that
we're going to
ball's
stick with the
stop when it
51.
lands,
There's
that's gonna be
zero
much
reason
easier
why I
than trying
wouldn't
to
keep the
fashion some
51
sort of
now.
pitch and run.
We just saw the mistake with the 56. This will be a full one. Wow, that wind's strong. Look at that ball. Ladies and gentlemen, what an absolute... I mean, we were less than a foot from having that not spin back and be in the rough.
8 or 9 feet. Excellent
Beautiful, beautiful shot there. That was
straightforward
iconic right there. A legendary roll. And we got a pretty straightforward right to left up the hill putt.
Nope.
Oh man, I feel like Grant Horvat out here, boys and girls. Jeez Louise, the lips are real.
maybe not so
I'm just
straightforward.
crushing these putts, man. Slow it down, Michael. Why am I all of a sudden talking, like, or not talking? Why am I automatically assuming that these putts are going to be slower? We knew yesterday that you didn't need to add much to them. Now I feel like a bozo.
Now to the second par 5.
And realistically, that leaderboard is not doing what I thought it would. I thought for sure you would see somebody at 10 under par by now. But I mean, look at what we're doing. We are getting fooled a little bit by this wind, and it's not even like it's that crazy of wind. It's just slightly changing where you would hit it from yesterday. Changes it by like 5 feet. That is all the difference that is really needed around here. So another good tee shot here, right down the middle. Oh my gosh, that's 2 lip outs for freaking a par on the couple holes ago, and then a really straightforward birdie after a tremendous iron or wedge shot to get back.
To get there, but a chance with his second to the par 5.
I think we can get there with a hybrid in this wind. I think that's what's so cool about a course like this where it plays so soft. Oh man, kick left. All right, well. Actually, I almost wish I was in the bunker, to be honest with you. That's what's really cool about this course is, you know, you have a day where there's just virtually 0 wind and you can play it right at the flag, a little bit long, rip it back. Yeah, just 3 to 5 mile per hour winds. And when it's swirling, it just changes the dynamic of the holes so much more. And I love that. I think that's really fun. That's a pretty solid pitch. It's getting quick out here. It is getting quick out there. That rolled out. That landed 10 feet before the pin and rolled out 8 feet past.
8-footer for birdie.
All right. Do not give this hole away. Do not add any power. Get 1 putt to drop. Oh my sweet lord! And then that one snaps on me. Oh my Lanta.
Very makeable.
Well,
apparently it's very missable too.
All right, easy there, Rich Lerner. Not playing great today.
That one finished off. It'll be a par here at 7.
Oh wow, just can't get in the groove of things right now. That's all it is. Like I said, I think a couple club changes that I had from yesterday really kind of messed me up a little. Well, this hole now. Now we have the mistake that we hit yesterday to overcome. So 141.
If you get the right distance, you could perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have
that's what I'm doing.
15-foot putt.
I'm aiming at that tree, about 10 yards left of the pin. The wind should bring it back.
A little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
No miss hit here. I mean, other than just the typical tempo. This should be a pretty good shot. Even on that crazy of an elevation where I'm coming in lower, that's 85 apex.
Birdie putt coming up.
All right, well,
down there. She's
gonna have to make a long bomb.
Yeah, and this doesn't have a lot in it. Might just be slightly uphill with very little break.
Oh, I crushed it. I absolutely crushed it.
Good effort.
Crush and miss hit.
2-3
well,
past the hole.
I'm not. That's the good thing about being in the position that we had in round 1 is I'm definitely not in any sort of angry state. Maybe more a little frustration than anger. Just gave like I've had 4 putts that have burnt lips, and I'm just kind of at a stupidity of changing how I hit them from day 1. But the leaderboard, obviously people are in the same boat where they're just not able to get their birdies to drop because that's the same leaderboard for about 6 holes now. And the man who came out firing in Fitzpatrick hasn't got a birdie since maybe 4 or 5 holes ago.
That angle on the second a little bit easier.
We go a little bit of a fade over this dead tree here. That slow tempo is so odd. I just don't know how to correct it on the course. That's the weirdest thing. So again, for me, it feels like I would just need to speed up my backswing to front to follow through using the thumbstick. But I feel like I'm pushing it forward so much faster and it's still slow. So, all right, 194 to the pin. We got a 6-iron in our hand. I might club down here because the wind is going to help it get on that green. Aim it well out to left. See what happens. This is not moving at all. See that beautiful river on the right side of these holes here. Not a bad swing. It just didn't really move. I thought with the side hill line and the wind, it would do a lot more, but just didn't want to. Now we got a down the hill swinger left to right. Probably the most break you'll find on this golf course. Catches the break. And I left it 2 rolls short.
Good putt. Just needed a little more behind it.
My putter is just a little flat today. That's the difference between having another incredible round. I mean, obviously we birdied both par 5. Well, we actually parred the 7th hole. But we've birdied on 2 par 5s now. Get our round to 200 par for the day. Still not a bad round by any stretch of the imagination. But just this much off from having a sensational round going. Think about it. We burnt the lip at the par 3. We could have been 3 under. Or I guess we're only 1 under for the day because we bogeyed. But we could have been at 200 par. Then we had 3 straight par 4s where we burnt the lip or lipped out. So just what could have been. But we have 9 beautiful holes ahead of us. There's still lots of golf to be played. Gonna club down to a 5-iron here. I'm actually playing a high counter fade into this wind, so I'm not gonna aim as far left. Hopefully the high fade will take a little bit more off. It'll land a lot softer. We know if you can get it at a steeper angle, it's gonna land soft with some spin. That is a pretty well struck shot, but it is still long. I could have clubbed down again, so I could have taken I think I could have taken a 6-iron into this flag. That's a tough shot, though. 216 carry. We landed it. Like the flag was, what, 211? Not bad. Long putt now. Up over this hill. Then it flattens out. It's only going to break till it gets to the top of the hill, so I'm not going to give this one that much respect. So we're going to be hitting it through most of the break. Then it levels out.
Could it be? Oh!
You just got to have a quick talk with your putter, ladies and gentlemen. You just got to have a quick,
just for a spectacular birdie.
Smack him a few times and say, stop it. Pick him back up and get back to work. That was probably loud, me hitting that. I apologize.
It's a par 4, 417 yards. Frank, what's the key here?
Here we go, baby.
A nice little draw down that left side would be the ideal tee shot.
Stop saying draw. I'm a lefty.
2 little bunkers down the left side really isn't overly long, but that's the desired
that tempo is frustrating me to no end. All right, well, 273.
A strong finishing kick here.
That's what you get when you have 2 blues.
Set up for the weekend, and that
backswing and follow through are both under hit.
Walking the course today, let's bring in Nota Begay the third.
All right, I'm gonna have to club up here.
97 yards to the front.
Club up and take some off. So this is gonna be like a 3/4 swing 50, maybe like an 80% 51.
To make it 3 in a row.
Oh, I've hit it hard. I've hit it hard, but this could still get a really good rollback.
In with just a bit too much heat, gonna end up just beyond.
Yeah, just a little bit harder as you see the beautiful Canadian flag on these pins blowing in the wind there. So the wind is picking up. It is definitely not.
This is an 11-foot putt.
I mean, this is dead straight. This is absolutely dead straight. Back-to-back birdies to start our back 9 would be.
Oh, no.
So 3 straight birdies, 2 on the back 9, and we are getting our round to 300 par. We should take the lead there. We do take the lead as Fitzpatrick has gone absolutely cold.
Here at the par 412, 442 yards.
I mean, if you would have told me that I started the day seeing an 8-under round be the clubhouse leader, and to see Fitzpatrick, who played so well yesterday, be only 200 par through 14, we are only at 300 par for the day. We are now in first place is a pretty good feeling. It feels like a couple more shots, which I said 11 or 12 under par, would be a really good score. I didn't think that would be the lead.
Everything flowing really well
but,
right now.
I mean, we've seen some weird things happen in the last few weeks. Last week at the PGA, you know, shot.
They'll be factoring in this breeze
in this is tough
as he sets for a second.
We saw the last round at the PGA Championship. We basically just played Steady Freddy with like a 1 or 2 under par and ended up coming second, which was absurd. I don't know why my game just minimized. My computer thinks that there's updates going on. It really needs to stop that. I don't know why so many times this game just thinks that there's updates and things going on.
8 or 9 feet.
That's okay.
But it is a great approach.
That is okay.
This a little under 10 feet for birdie.
Here we go, down the hill, left to right. I actually don't think it's... it might break a little bit more. Oh, I mishit it. Oh my gosh, I thought I still got... Damn it. That was a good putt. I just slightly less power than I wanted to. So the birdie streak ends at 3, but we do tap in for a par.
It's a par here at 12.
He's happy about it. We head to the par 3, 13th, a very scenic hole. Absolutely gorgeous par 3. I mean, all the par 3s out here, I think, are just
This is a
framed
good
so
hole right
wonderfully.
here. Par 3
But like, look at this. I mean, the bunkers, the straight tree line behind it, the straight tree lines in front of it.
Remember what element that
You can
is
see
on
the
periodic
clubhouse just
table,
peeking
but,
through on the right. Just
hardest
such
thing
a...
here is not to figure that
All
out,
the
but
par
figure out
3s are
what
so
club you're gonna
legendary out
use.
here. Well,
Just a fraction down.
similar distance that we had with the 5-iron last time. I think I'm actually going to do the same thing and club down an extra time. A little bit of a high fade. Try and hit a good shot again. That last shot with the 5-iron was good. It was just a little long. This one's going to be a little long too because I killed it. Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe not. That wind gobbled that ball up. That was right at it too.
Sitting up in the short grass.
Well, damn, that was such a good shot. Oh, I crushed it. Go in the hole. Sit, 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 sit. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought I absolutely crushed that ball.
You'd like to be a leisurely stroll out on the golf course into a day of hard work.
Yeah, what could have been a tap-in is now going to be a grind.
There we go. Makes our par, pick it up, head to the 14th par 4. We got our last 5 holes, which are the 4 par 4s, followed by the par 5. We have a chance of going low, and somewhere out of nowhere, Patrick Cantley, who I believe started the day at 5 under par, or he was one of the guys at 5 for 4,
It certainly will.
is all of a sudden tied with at the top of the leaderboard. So there's some low scores going. He still has a few holes left.
So the best access is actually down the right side, coming in from that sort of right line. So
There's a
don't be
good
fooled
tee ball. I love this angle too. And when you see it in any YouTube golfers videos when they're out playing with mountains, you see it on the PGA Tour. The look you get when the ball is going towards the mountain is something that is so incredible. For some reason, you just see that ball going the entire way. You can't miss it. And the camera, before it zoomed in and followed it, you could see that ball right against the mountains beautifully. It's such a gorgeous shot, man. Absolutely love it. Here we go. This one's going to sling to the right in the wind, so we're going to want to hit this one full. Watch it come back. This might come back too much, actually. Oh, we ripped that one. We ripped it off the front of the green. That had so much zip on it. Holy crap.
Needed maybe half a club more there. As it is.
Well, it didn't need half a club more. I just needed to take some loft off that one. Pretty straightforward chip here. Very makeable. And I kind of just pushed it to the right. But we've left ourselves with another very makeable par putt. So kind of doing what Fitzpatrick did through this part of the course. Just kind of stalling out. Hitting some good shots. I mean, I'm really not mad at any of this back nine. This has been a pretty sensational showing of irons and wedge shots. That one just had a little bit too much gusto as Patrick Cantley, playing one hole in front of us, has now birdied the 15th. And he is at 11 under par. So that's why my estimation for us needed to be somewhere, you know, around that 11, 12 under par to put ourselves up really good for the weekend. Oop, this one's bleeding a little bit more right than I want, but thankfully we played a big sweeping fade, so it should be center of the fairway. Another great tee shot. Tee ball is looking pretty clean this week, thankfully. At the PGA, that was something that I just struggled with so much. Obviously, a very different course.
Pretty stout second shot here at the par 4.
Very different course, very different conditions.
What's the right way to shape this one?
It's actually one of the few shots you'd probably want to hit left to right. Notice the entry of the green is more on that left side of the green.
That slow tempo is just going to sail this one.
So maybe a little cut in here for a change.
Almost perfectly, actually. It kind of got away with that.
No problems there. Really good approach shot.
I think if I took the one extra club, that's probably off the back of the green. But we got an uphill putt now. Barely any movement in it. Probably half a cup left to right up the hill. And now we get to 11 under with 3 holes remaining. We birdied a few of these holes yesterday. We're going to want to do the same thing here. Patrick Cantley now at 12 under par as he is on a bit of a birdie streak himself. So it looks like we may, as long as we can hold on to this, we may start the weekend playing alongside of the slow player man himself, Patrick Cantley.
I'd like to think it's the greatest of all time. I've never seen a goat hit a draw, that's why, and that's what's needed off this tee.
This went straight.
The first bunker.
Why is this going straight?
Carry that and,
it's going to be fine, but I'm surprised I went that straight.
This is a fairway, you'll certainly hit.
It was weird. I was expecting to be on the left side of the green to have a better shot in, but now we kind of got it a little less green to work with. Thankfully, the pin is tucked in quite a bit. Ooh, this is kind of tough, though. I think there's that hill. Remember the hill that I talked about yesterday? I think I'm actually going to try and play off that hill. This could be stupid because with the wind, this could snap back to the front of the green. But I'm kind of feeling adventurous. Oh, I've crushed it through it. Never mind. Never mind. Somehow that I hit the guy in the top of the head and killed him. Apologies, sir. You don't seem to flinch, but you might want to go to the doctor because that probably can't feel too good. How did I just crush
really long, Frankie.
a 51, 130 yards?
Something. I mean, from where he was, it's just an aberration. Seriously. That
All right, listen.
Green patch down the end there with a flag in it.
I
that's
wanted to
where
play
you
it
need
off
to
the
go.
hill.
Not like sailing over yonder.
Holy crap. Nabalo's been a freaking demon lately. It wasn't that bad. I was 15 yards long of the cup. Not even of the green. I was 5 yards long of the green. Chill, brother. An aberration, and I'm supposed to aim for the green patch. Like,
And he'll stay.
this man's
11
being a
under
bit
par.
of a dick. Oh man, Patrick Cantley has now birdied his, I believe, 4th straight hole and is now at 13 under par. So that's the number that I expected. Did I expect it to come from Patrick? Maybe not. I saw somebody else get to about 10 under par there as well. So this is what I expected, ladies and gentlemen.
So maybe just
Literally, the first thing I said was it's going to be low out here this weekend.
To have a fast finish.
The only way I think you won't see really low scores out here is if it gets really windy, because then that can be tough. And I mean really windy, like 12 to 14 mile per hour, which
for a strong
down in this valley, I don't think you'll get that. You might,
weekend,
but because there's no rain or anything in this game.
This is why you practice these shots from under 100 yards. You've bombed your drive. Now it's time for the touch shot. Zip one in there close.
Wind, help it, please. Snap back. Kind of did this yesterday with one of the holes where I just thought the wind was going to take a little bit more. I know that was like a 70-yard shot, but even still, the wind is swirling. Pretty straight shot, it looks like. Down the hill, slight left to right. This is a very makeable birdie. Yep, center of the cup. I mean, let's go, baby. You can't get much of a better putt than that. 5 under par for the day, 12 under for the round, or for the tournament, sorry.
Within a shot of the lead at 5 under
Keegan
par.
Bradley shoots a 67, so he had a phenomenal day as well.
Here at Banff Springs,
A lot of low scores going to be out there, and I think this weekend is going to be super exciting for the Canadian tournament out in Alberta.
Exactly which one you can carry.
We're going to just grip and rip this one. Straight drive. There's rough we need to cover, so we don't want to add too much break to this. Oh, I've hit it pure, but the wind's going to take it, and somehow it's taking it immediately. I don't understand that with the wind, but I've gotten into that with a number of tournaments. I'm not going to talk about it again. So 254 out of the bunker here. It's far enough back from the lip that I think we can actually give this a rip out of the bunker.
His second to the par 5.
Let's do it, baby. Grip it and rip it. Oh, I tell you what, I've hit that so well. Go. Keep going. Roll up there. Oh my gosh. I needed an extra 2% out of that swing, and we may have had a tap-in eagle. But for us now, we're just going to pitch this one back on, tap in for our birdie, get to that number that I talked about.
Fairly straightforward third shot.
Or go in for eagle.
Oh, man, absolutely can do no wrong. Dialed in, and that is an eagle.
What a way to finish, ladies and gentlemen. We just chipped in for an eagle on hole 18, and we finished the day at again we finished the day at 7 under par, back-to-back 7 under pars. There's a lot of low scores out there, man. We got 3 guys in the double digits. We got Keith Mitchell, who shot that 8 under and is now sitting in solo third, and then you got a buttload of guys sitting at 7 to 8. So this is going to be a very fun, exciting weekend. That I can't believe we just pulled out. That was a sensational chip there. Not a very difficult one by any means, but I hit that almost absolutely perfect. And now we set ourselves up going into the weekend, going to be playing alongside Patrick Cantley. The wind looks like it's still the same. It looks like everything's sped up though. Firm fairways, firm and fast. So you know it's going to be a little bit different out there. But you got scoring conditions again, and I think we're going to need them as we are going into the weekend. But ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this part of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Like I said, such a fun course. We got another red shirt on. Everything's Canadian colors this weekend. And we'll be back in the next one to close this thing off. Maybe we can get our 5th PGA Tour win right before the US Open, because we know that's going to be very difficult. But I enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you back here in the next video. Bye, guys.